All right, hi everybody, it's Kim, and I'm going to show you how to use Classkick today. I'm going to be demoing it on my iPad instead of on my computer, but I'll explain to you what the difference is. So basically, we've signed up for a pro account with the school. So if you want to use it, you should sign up with your Google account. I'm going to log in with my Google account. And when you do yours, you can set this up. Oh, brother. Hopefully it's just going to remember what this is. Okay. All right. So you're going to sign up with your Google account. Okay. And the iPad looks a little different than the desktop version. If you come to the training, I'll show the desktop version. But basically, in the pro version, you can sort of keep folders. So I need to clean these up a little bit. But basically, Classkick is a way, it sort of, to me, takes place of sort of the paper work that the kids would normally do in class. And the great thing is that you can see it as they work on most of it. So this is going to be great while we're distance learning. And then if we ever are back in the classroom and we can't really go near the kids anyway, you'll still be able to see their work because you can't really traditionally look over their shoulder like you would. And you can also keep tabs on them a little bit. So let me just show you the Classkick PD. This is the one that is the other link that I provided. This is some other people that have come. Alrighty, so let's just look at Heidi's. So the great thing about it is you can see all of their work, okay? So this is what Heidi had done. So if you notice, I had pre-created these slides, and you can see how to do that. It's pretty easy. Really, it's nothing fancy. It's just like creating a Google slide. I can click through here, and I can see all of Heidi's work. I can see everything that she's done. As we went through the training, okay? The other great thing that I like is I can see not just all of Heidi's work, I can go through this way, and then I can see everyone's work. So see how fast it is, where I can pop right through this, and I can see what all the kids are working on, okay? There's a couple of grading options that you can do. As the teacher, I can create a text box if I wanted to write something to them. Okay, I can also go to the pen tool. This is why the Apple Pencil is super sweet. And, I can use the pen tool and I can write them a message. Okay, the Apple Pencil is especially slick. You could also use a stylus. You could also use your finger. It's just a little bit more difficult. But like if I wanted to go through, say, you know, that this person had done some work, you know, like I could go in and then I could say like, you know, mislabeled graph, you know, or whatever like that. I was practicing with Janet the other day, and if you are a math teacher, we found it pretty simple. You can upload a photo. The kids could upload a photo of their work and you could write on it, right? Just like it was their actual paper. You can also create these boxes where you could pre-select an answer like in Schoology that it'll give it a point, right or wrong, okay? And you can also put in a multiple choice that it can also sort of auto-grade that, okay? There's a bunch of other things you can do. You can do an audio button. You can submit links, like this is a link to a simulation. You could put another audio button. This one's kind of cool. I can't do it on here, but if you practice with it yourself, you can create manipulatives. So that these things, if you go into your own version, you can slide them around, right? So if you want them to sort something like words or something, the kids can slide those around on their slide. I just can't do it on here because I'm not the kid. You know, you can also create these text boxes where they can just put text. They can add their own audio buttons, right? And you could leave them a message or they could leave you a message. They could take a picture, which is super easy. If they just do it right on their device, they could just take a picture with their laptop or their iPad, and it shows up directly in this file, which is super simple. What else is there? You know, audio link. They can add a link for you, you know, if you want them to insert a link for some reason. Oops. How to get rid of that now. Okay. As the teacher also, when I'm grading, you can go and open the sticker thing, right? And you can sort of pre-select, you know, the stickers that you want. You know, you can assign points to them if you want. Be like, oh, think about this some more. So see how this is super easy to just click through, and then I could be like, oh, Mariflor, think about that. This part, wow, Mariflor, that's great. wow, Martha, I love this. Well done. See, so I can just sort of like, click through here. Okay. And then it'll total it for you. If I go back to kind of the main page, see, I can see Heidi has 3 out of 3 points. Helen has 1 out of 3 points. Just depends on how you set it up. It's pretty sweet too, because see, I can sort of get a snapshot and I can sort of see what everyone's working on. If I've put in any auto-graded things, it'll come out, red or green. If it's looking good, I can see if the kids have opened it. I see Ish put a picture, right? Also, what we practice with, you could put in any PDF, right? Like if you wanted them to highlight something, you could do that. Let's see. So that's kind of like the basics of it. So the real power in it is that you can sort of create these slides and then you can see their work real time. Okay. So that's sort of the basics. I'm going to continue on now into a couple of other features that are a little more advanced. So if you're intrigued so far and you're like, hey, this looks pretty cool, then keep listening. If you're already like, no, I hate this, then you could turn it off now. Okay. A couple other things that are interesting are this hand raising tool. You can see here. The kids can go into their slides. I don't know if anybody has one. So see this, Erin had no hands raised, but she had a little helper. So you can see, oops, I can't point out with the iPad, but if you look at Erin's right here, these little 2 people with 1 helper, right? I can see that Erin Kaiser helped Ish on number 3, right? So if Ish raises his hand and says, please help me, he's anonymous, right? And then the person goes in, they're anonymous to each other, but you can see who did it. Okay, so that's kind of an interesting thing that maybe they could raise their hand and then check each other's work. We're still kind of playing with that. So see Ish here, if I check his, Erin helped Ish, Marifleur helped Ish, and then I can also see that Ish helped Gloria on number 2, right? So that's kind of interesting. So the kids, when they're in the slide, they can just hit this little hand raiser, right? And then they can type in their message here. If they need help, they can leave me a little comment and I can go in and check it, right? So as the teacher, oops, right, I can see here if any of my kids have asked for help, I can go in here and I can see who has asked, and then I can go in and respond to them, okay? So there's a lot of different ways to make the slides, and the more you practice with it, the easier it gets. So I'll just show you, for example, what I'm working on for AP Physics. Okay, so in physics, what we're doing is we're creating all the slides for physics, and I'm doing it for AP. We're creating them in Google Slides, right? So we're just creating these slides, and then what you do is you go in as the teacher. How do I get to that? Let's see, edit up here. Okay, so this is the edit version for the teacher now, right? I go in here and I add a background. I usually do this on my computer. I don't know how you do it. It might be you have to do it from the computer. But basically there's a little button somewhere up here where you add a background, right? So then we just put these slides in. So you see these look exactly like my Google Slides, right? So what I'll do is I'll create the Google slide and then see if I move this. Do you see I've left a note for myself in my Google slide deck with the videos or the links that I want. And then I come into Classkick and I sort of create those. So the kids see the links live, right? The other thing that we're doing in physics to try to we've been thinking a lot about workflow is we're adding this box up here at the top, this little gray box. And that's a place where we're going to put a special sticker. Where did I do it? Like right here. Do you see here? I have my looking good sticker. So I will place that looking good sticker in that little box. Every page has it. And then the kids will know that I've checked over that and I think it looks okay. All right. So these are just PDFs. Anything in your slides you can add. We add some audio buttons. You can give them some little instructions, embed multiple choice questions, whatever. So that's sort of, I think, the best way to do it is to sort of create it. You can upload any PDF. It doesn't have to be Google Slides. It could be just a Google Doc that you download as a PDF, and you can put any PDF, any reading you could put in a background. But you see we've kind of made some multiple choice questions, embedded little help videos, embedded answer keys, etc. See, here's an answer key. So everything's in one place for the kids. So we think that's going to work out fairly well. Anyway, so that's sort of the basics of it. It's really not super complicated, and we haven't used it in class yet, but some of us used it in summer camp, and it went super well. So I'm anticipating it being very smooth. It does take some time on the front end to sort of think about it and make the answer keys in the videos, but I think it's going to pay off because I think the experience for the kids is going to be pretty smooth. Anyway, so I'm more than happy to sit down and help you figure out how you can use it. You can assign it to different rosters. See, like I'll have an AP Physics 5 and 6 roster. This is just sample for people to share it. You can share assignments between teachers. The kids, the other thing that it can do that's sort of a more advanced version is groups, right? So, physics groups. Okay, so for the first day, we're doing this inquiry cubes activity, right? So the kids are going to sign in, right? I'll have a block 3 and a block 1, and they'll sign in with group 1, group 2, group 3. I don't know if so here we'd practice this with physics. So see, we all sign in, instead of going into our account, we sign in with the name group 1, and then we all show up on the same slide. So as you can see, no, it wasn't this one, I think. Like you can go in and all of us came up on the same slide, right? So that's kind of a way you can sort of do whiteboarding or group work by having everyone log into the same name instead of going into their Google account, right? And I could show it from the kids version. I could maybe show that in the training because I have Carl set up in one that I can see. So see here, I can see someone raise their hand. But anyway, that's kind of the basics of it. Hopefully that's not too overwhelming, but it's not really that difficult once you sort of figure out what you want to do. So if you are interested in using it, we already have the pro account, which basically means that all the work will save into these nice little folders for the kids so they can sort of keep track of their work there. And you can use it just for like a one-off assignment, or we're using it as kind of our whole basis of all of their work is going to come through here. So it just depends, and I'm happy to chat with you. Physics is using it. I think chemistry is using it. I know some of the math people are using it. I've talked to a couple language teachers that might be using it. So, kind of check around with people because I think it's going to go pretty well. All right, so feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you.